Take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tracy Shorley, and I'm going to be doing your videos this week. Today we're going to talk about holidays. We're not going to do every single holiday because there's so many of them, but we're going to do the main holidays that we found when we did a Google search and found out about the holidays. At Valley.industries, we have certain holidays that we celebrate that we get the day off, and the first one is New Year's Day. And that's the first holiday we're going to talk about. New Year's Day. What memories come back from New Year's Day for you? Think about that for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and take my mask off because there's no one in here except for me, and I want to be able to say everything clearly so that you can hear it. What does New Year's Day celebrate? New Year's Day is the first day of the year. It celebrates both the success of the past year and the hopes for the coming year. This New Year's Eve on 2020, December 31st, I know all of us are going to be happy that we have a new year to celebrate. What does New Year celebrate? It's the start of the year. It's celebrated on January 1st. This is per the Gregorian calendar used by much of the world. The end of the previous year, New Year's Eve, is celebrated on December 31st. Who celebrates? This day is celebrated around the world. It's a national holiday in the United States. That's why we get the day off. New Year's Day is a national holiday, and so we get the day off work. Yay! What do people do to celebrate? What do you do to celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day with your family? Here's some of the information we found. The celebration starts out the night before on New Year's Eve. The night is a night of parties and fireworks. There are large gatherings such as the dropping of the ball at Times Square in New York City. Many people have parties with their friends where they will count down the new year. When you're at a party and it's almost midnight, the countdown starts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you might blow horns. When I was younger, I took pots and pans outside and I banged the pots and pans together. You do something noisy to celebrate the end of one year and the beginning of a new year. The history of New Year's Day, the first day of the start of a new year, has been celebrated for countries and cultures around the world for thousands of years. Different countries celebrate in different ways, but everyone celebrates the first of the year, which is New Year's Day. In the United States, we use the Gregorian calendar. This calendar was introduced by Pope Gregory VIII in 1582. Since then, much of the Western world has celebrated January 1st as the start of the new year. Fun facts of New Year's Day: many countries, including France, Germany, Italy, and Austria, call New Year's Eve Sylvester. I never heard that before. In honor of Pope Sylvester I, who died on December 31st. Let's see if we can remember on December 31st to say, Happy Sylvester Day. The National Hockey League often plays an outdoor hockey game called the Winter Classic on this day. How many hockey fans do we have? Wow, that would be fun to see an outdoor hockey game played in the cold winter day. In Canada, people take a plunge into the cold water and they call it the polar bear plunge. They do this over in Alton too. Some of the groups get together and they raise money for charities and they all jump in the ice water. They make a little hole and they jump in, and it's called the polar bear plunge. How cold would it have to be for that water to freeze? Wow, I don't think I want to find out. New Year's Day. In the United States, people eat black-eyed peas, cabbage, and ham on New Year's Eve for good luck. Round foods like donuts are considered good luck in some cultures. What family traditions do you have for meals? At my house, we have shrimp on New Year's Eve. Every year, we have shrimp and baked potato. It's just kind of a tradition in our family. What tradition do you have in your family? Do you eat the same meal? Do you celebrate the same way? What do you do in your family to celebrate New Year's Eve? Bringing yourself to New Year's Day. The song Old Lang Syne is the traditional song sung at midnight. You know that song? For old Lang Syne, my dear, for old Lang Syne, we take a cup of cheer, my dear. I'm not a very good singer, but you get the point. That means out with the old, in with the new. Old, long ago. The words come from a poem written by Robert Burns. The ball that drops in New York City, Times Square, weighs 1,000 pounds. Holy cow, that is one heavy ball. The ball is made from Waterford crystal, and it has over 9,000 lights in it. Wow. About 1 billion people go to New York City to watch that ball drop. Have you ever been to New York City to watch the ball drop? I don't think I would like it. I like to watch it on my television, and I like to do the countdown, but I never knew how much that ball weighed. 1,000 pounds. That is one heavy ball. This holiday was celebrated as far back as 4,500 years ago in the city of Babylon. Wow. What are you going to do on New Year's Day this year? You don't have to come to work, so maybe you should plan a celebration. Maybe you'll have some ham and black-eyed peas and cabbage. Maybe you'll start a new family tradition or a new tradition within your group of friends, and you can all enjoy New Year's Day together. What will you do on New Year's Day 2021?